Good morning. Happy Friday.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. All right, so let's talk about the sunrise times, because once we change our clocks, this is what we're gonna start to see. So sunrise today, 7:12. It's gonna be a little bit later, but once we set the clocks back and daylight saving time ends, 6:13 on Sunday morning, and then a month from now after that, 6:41. So we're definitely gonna see the sunrise a little bit earlier. And then I know Chris and Kalina and I both talked about this. When the sun sets a little bit earlier, it's gonna take place around 4:45 on Sunday, and then a month from now, a little bit later than that, it's time for us to kind of turn into bed a little bit earlier. So I think that's going to help kind of add on to our sleep hours, which is great. But let's talk about what's happening today, because today all eyes are on the sunset times, especially for the trick-or-treaters. 6:01 tonight. And then here's a look at what's happening. It does feel a little bit more Halloween-y, especially because we have a little bit more of that marine influence moving in this morning. So some patchy low clouds and fog, and then boo, look at our forecast. At about 5 p.m. today, we're looking at nice and comfy conditions, 73 degrees. By 7 p.m., upper 60s. It's going to be clear. It's going to start to feel a little bit chillier. And then 9 p.m. if you have those Halloween parties, temperatures go down into the low 60s. So it's going to start to feel a little bit more Halloween-y as we head into the evening tonight. And then we're just going to continue to see a little bit more of the low clouds and fog push back in. And that's because the cooling trend that we've been watching since yesterday will continue. And that means the sea breeze will get a little bit stronger. So today our temperatures are going to get knocked down another 5 to 10 degrees compared to yesterday. And we're just going to continue this slow cool down as we head into next week. Here is a look at all the clouds that have moved in this morning. So over the course of the last few nights and mornings, we really didn't see that marine layer, and that's why we had the record heat. We had that high temperatures the last few days. Now we're going to start to see temperatures cool down, and then this is going to help too, because a sea breeze is getting stronger. So this morning we're waking up to clouds in Santa Monica and Manhattan Beach, even in downtown LA. We're not seeing too much of the clouds though in the valleys just yet, but over the course of the next few nights and mornings, we'll probably see it kind of push inland a little bit more. But you can see we have clouds this morning in Anaheim and then in Orange County, also from the coast to some of our inland communities, but not quite fully all the way to the Santa Ana Mountains. But we do have some clouds for some of our foothill communities here in Orange County and in the Inland Empire, looking at clear skies. So as soon as the clouds clear later on, we're going to slowly start to see mostly sunny skies today. And we're probably going to see a few high clouds drifting up above, but that's about it. So our forecast still looks pretty good for the afternoon, especially as we head into Halloween. All right, so here's a look at our highs today. You can see we're not looking at too much of the 90s like we saw yesterday. A lot of it turning into 80s. So still toasty this afternoon for the Inland Empire. High 80s for San Bernardino, 85 for Van Nuys, 81 for Woodland Hills. And then we do have temperatures topping out the upper 60s for Laguna Beach, 73 near the airport at LAX. There's that high pressure system. This is what's going to keep our temperatures just slightly above average through the weekend. And then you can see it starts to push off to the east by the end of the weekend. And it's going to allow a low pressure system to the north of us to kind of just pass us. And this is what's going to help that slow cool down. So temperatures will start to drop little by little as we head into next week. And we're watching the system because we want to know if we get the tail end of it, if we get any sort of moisture as we head toward the end of next week. So that's something we'll continue to monitor. But you can see it's going to stay dry for the next 7 days, low 80s through the weekend for LA and Orange County. And then by Monday, that's when we start to see those 70s. Valleys, you're going to see temperatures in the mid 80s today and then go up just a touch over the weekend into the high 80s. All right, Kalina, back to you.